Alright, hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the House of Spiders, the Ring Apprentice Faust, and the Ring Nursefather Hong Lu. These characters are charge characters and bleed characters, and they have good synergy with each other because they are the ring and they are very powerful. Right? Maybe not as powerful as some of the really powerful characters in Limbus Company right now, but still powerful enough that I would say that they are really quite fun. Right, we'll start off with Faust. Faust is a charge count identity. They run on corpus ingredients. They start with a certain amount of charge count depending on the number of ring allies on the field. And every time they hit someone, whether it be HP or shield, so basically robots or any abnormalities, you're getting random ingredients from them. You also get 3 additional corpus ingredients from killing them, so you do want to try and kill them. And then you eat the corpus ingredients, you consume it to build your artwork. When you do that, you gain potency, and when you get potency, you do more damage, you get more artwork fascia, which lets you do even more stuff over here, right? So this character only gets up to 4, while Hong Lu gets up to 5, right? These characters count as charge count characters in regards for every single one of their skills, and Faust starts at stage 1. Stage 1 is Iron Maiden form. Iron Maiden form is not Unga Bunga, it's more defensive, right? Once you unleash the Iron Maiden, once you have your artwork completed, you will enter the flow state, and in the flow state you deal more damage the faster you are, you get more speed also, right? Your skills also get enhanced to become more damage scaling, okay? And when you're staggered, you recover from stagger, lol, okay? Anyway, besides that, you get inspired by critique. You will double the amount of bonuses you get from your maestro teaching you how to basically do the artwork properly. You get additional min and maximum speed for more damage. You get more damage here and more clash power here, right? So you get double the amount. Is very valuable. You also heal SP as long as you inflict negative effects. Assume that this is free. Every single one of our skills inflicts a negative effect, so this is basically free, and you will get 1 slash damage up if you are max SP. So assume that this is also permanent because it's just very easy to maintain. For skill 1, we have the green skill. The green skill is basically just a typical skill 1. You just hit the enemy, you get +5 charge count. That's pretty much it. You apply some debuffs over here for more SP gains. That's pretty much it. And the difference between Iron Maiden version and the flow state version is that you get more damage here. This one is more clash power here. That's about it. Okay, skill 2 exactly the same, but skill 2 has a +4 corpus ingredient gain over here and an eat 5 ingredient over here. So you will eat the ingredients over here and then you get +4 over here. It's very good for speeding up the potency gain for later. And then the enhanced version is just the same but has more damage multiplier. For the defense skill, the regular Iron Maiden form doesn't do anything for helping you to scale. It just is a counter, it's a block basically. And then for your evasion, once you're in the flow state, lets you get assist defense, and assist defense will actually let you counter attack. And that counter attack, when you hit, you get the corpus, and if you have 10 plus, you also eat it. So this is usually the better play rather than your skill 1, but you can only use this once you're in the flow state. For skill 3, you are a cash out character. Like every other charge character, skill 1, skill 2, skill 1, skill 2, then pop skill 3, cash out. After cash out, you get potency. Once you get potency, can start doing skill 1, skill 2 defense, skill 1, skill 2 defense, then skill 3. Repeat until enemy is dead. Alright, so that's what this character is basically going to do. Once you have 20 corpus ingredients, pop your repressed flesh, and then after that, eat all of that, count and get a lot of potency, get your tibia finished, and then come out and then go and do the Unga Bunga over here. You get more damage for this skill over here, the more corpus potency you have. So the more potency you have, the more attack weight you have. The more attack weight you have and you only hit a singular target, the more damage you're going to do. Right? Very powerful character here. Right? Then that's it, pretty much. The character is very simply a charge count character, but she has synergies with her Nursefather. So we'll go on to Hong Lu over here and see what kind of buffs he can give to her. Right? The Nursefather is the superior version of Faust. Everything here so far is the same, but his artwork tibia is 1 level higher, so you can see he gets more base power than Faust. Right? He also has Transcend the Corpus. Because he's a master, he's going to make a Magnum Opus. His Magnum Opus is this viewing the tableau mechanic. He has to keep thinking about what kind of art he wants to do. Right? So he will lose 2 stacks every turn. Every time a ring character uses a skill, he will lose 1 extra. So if Faust does something, he will lose another 1. Take note, he counts himself. He is also a ring ID. So he will also help himself to lose this viewing the tableau as long as he acts. So if you are using this character solo, you will still eventually get to the point of losing all your tableau stacks. It will take about, I believe, 6 turns in total if you're solo. If you add another ring ID, minus by 1. So it's like Faust then it's 5 turns. If it's Yi-Sang, then it's 4 turns. If it's Otis also, then it's 3 turns, right? So the more you add, the faster you will view the tableau. And if the unit does not have it anymore, once you've burned all the stacks away, you have finished your magnum opus, it's closing time, you drop skill 3-2 and do 1 billion damage. For turn end, if the unit was staggered for the first time, just unstagger yourself, I guess. Maestro's critique, if Faust uses skill 3, you get to pet her and admire her work, so she will feel more motivated. If you hit people, you get 3 times per turn instead of 2 times per turn, and you still get 1 slashing damage over here. For all of his skills, he starts with the damage multiplier. He doesn't have to build up to it like Faust. He already has a damage multiplier by default. So that's very, very good. That means that his skill 1-2s or 2-2s and whatnot, these are all just very, very different compared to Faust's, right? So instead of buffing himself, he's just buffing Faust instead. For skill 2, he is using a follow-up attack instead to make himself even stronger. So you use this skill over here, right? It is the exact same as Faust. He will gain 4 here, he hit people, he gain 5 here, he consumes 5 here, and if there are 5 negative effects, he will use a follow-up attack. This follow-up attack will eat an additional 4 corpus ingredients and then heal 5 SP and deal 5 SP, and also inflict corpus theater to his enemies, and that will inflict random debuffs onto his enemies. So that is very, very powerful stuff because it improves his speed of scaling his corpus potency. And then his skill 3 is the same as Faust, except that this is the 3-2 of Faust. This is literally the enhanced version of Faust by default. You have the attack weight scaling, you have the eating 20 to get 1% damage, you have the 3 and 5 over here. Everything is literally the same as Faust's skill 3-2. So this is already very powerful by default, right? But once you get that tableau, you will kind of laugh because this skill is ridiculously OP. This skill is 5 coins, attack weight 3, more damage if it's excess attack weight, so hit single targets if possible. Otherwise, if you hit multiple, it still does a crazy amount of AoE. When you attack just one target, you do 100% additional damage. That is a ridiculous amount of attack damage increase. Like, it's just a humongous amount, right? Technically, you can get even more attack weight if you wanted to. He just starts here if you want to get the installation out earlier, right? For all IDs in the ring faction, you heal 10 SP and apply somatic frozen, right? This will give you more speed, more clash power, and more damage, which is very, very powerful stuff, right? Remember that Faust gets double the effects of this, and the faster Faust goes, the more damage Faust deals, right? And I believe this also affects himself, which makes him deal also more damage with everything. So it's just great stuff, great debuff application, great damage output, really powerful character. It's a good indicator of how different a apprentice is compared to a maestro. This character is clearly more powerful than an apprentice character, so I think that this is very appropriate. For the defense skill, he also gets assist defense, and assist defense also does the exact same thing as Faustus, so it's literally the same character, right? Moving on to the E.G.Os, these characters are just incredibly versatile because they run on negative effects and they do appreciate a little bit of bleed. They can be run almost everywhere, really, right? If you just have some sort of negative effect application, for example, Death Fright Haste, Death Fright Venom, any Sinking, Solitude, Scorch, Shoot Fracture, Blue Sand, Echoes of the Mana, whatever the hell you want, whatever team you want to throw them in, they will enjoy it, they don't care, right? Because they just love debuffs. They will get damage multipliers just by having debuffs on the enemies. And they themselves apply their own debuffs also, so they can help to achieve the 5 debuffs very, very easily for the purposes of Hong Lu, right? And no matter where they are, they will eventually finish the tableau, right? Because they will reduce 2 stacks every single turn, and then Hong Lu counts himself, so it does work for him, right? So literally, Unga Bunga team like this, it will work out. It will really, really work out, right? If we go to a Lust Bleed team and you apply a bunch of bleed debuffs and you apply a bunch of bleed enjoying characters, these are all very, very good teams to go and shove them into if you wanted to, right? You can also go to a charge team if you wanted to, and then just get charge E.G.O gifts to give them more of the charge mechanics and give them faster potency scaling or more charge count scaling. They can also work pretty well here. E.G.Os wise, there's a humongous amount of E.G.Os that kind of work with them. For example, Teleport to give you even more charge count, give you more damage scaling. You can use something like your Dawn's Teleport. Corroded version gives 10 charge count to all allies, gives debuffs to them. You can use Hexneer for more debuffs. Anything that applies debuffs, anything that applies more damage multiplier for them is just really good. For example, if you look here, we have Roseate Desire. If you're using them in a Lust team, you basically have permanent +1 Lust Fragility next turn, right? So it's just really, really powerful stuff. If you want to get permanent Lust Fragility, you can look at your Dimension Shredder, which also has negative effects on the enemy. If you hit them, you gain +1 charge count, and then you also don't die one time, which is very, very lovely for these characters here. And then you can also stab yourself if you want with the Tears of Tarnished Blood, up to you, right? Just a lot of great stuff here, lots of other egos that I'm not going to cover here. Like, there's a lot of versatility here. They are just very, very powerful characters, right? If you need to get some sort of resource generation because you're lacking certain resources, just use one of the other egos, like for example Awe maybe, right? Because if you look at Awe, you can kind of generate other resources anyway, and you're going to generate a lot of lust, a lot of wrath, a lot of envy, a lot of this. Okay, maybe wrath not so much, but I believe you can kind of figure out where to go and hunt down the wrath, right? Okay, anyway, these characters are just really strong, but if you were to compare them to like some of the characters that we've gotten so far, they are not really the strongest. They are charged characters, so their big problem really is just that their initial turns take a long time to scale. These characters, they don't need that many turns to scale. They scale super fast. You give them 2 actions, they scale faster. But Hong Lu cannot scale as far any faster. He only goes at 1 speed, which is per turn. So he will take 1 turn and then he will just chill, then another turn, then chill, then another turn. Okay, maybe I can get my charge counts finished already by this point, and I can try and get my artwork finished, right? Then they get the buffs and so on. So they are characters that scale the longer the fight goes, while these 2 characters over here, they are just ridiculously strong because they scale almost immediately, and if you give them 2 coins, they'll just like, 2 actions, they'll just scale even faster, right? But ultimately, those 2 characters, the Nursefather and Faust, are still really, really fun. And in the future, who's to say they won't release another really OP ring character, and then you can just kind of give that ring character more buffs from your Maestro. So it might be worthwhile to go and pick them up while you can, because we still haven't seen the higher ranks of the ring, the thumb, the middle yet. So maybe there's still hope for the future, right? So anyway, regardless, these characters are really fun, really strong. I recommend dispensing them, don't pull them, because you can save that lunacy for Walpurgis Night, and good luck if you are going to be pulling them because of your itchy fingers. Right, that's all guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time, and I hope you enjoy your new nurse characters. They are your new ring characters. They are really, really strong. Right, bye bye everyone.